Hi everyone, welcome to Get Ready with me, Louise. I am so excited because today my new Natasha Denona palette got delivered, and it's the Pastel palette. I'm so excited. So this is what it looks like. You can see I've had my fingers and brushes in a good bit of them. I will say the shades, what do I say about this palette? Well, first thing I would say is this is the look that I created, and I'm going to try to recreate the same thing, obviously. I guess I just never really played with a pastel palette, so I didn't know really what I was getting into on one hand. On the other hand, though, I do believe this palette would go really well with existing palettes in her line, depending on like what you like, okay? For an example, I'm going to go into the color Brisk, and I'm going to start with this shade. And this shade builds, it does build. Like, you can build that up, like you can kind of see it. Now I have probably light to light medium, maybe fair skin tone. I don't know. I'm not like pale, but I'm not like tan either. So the shade does show, you know what I mean? I don't know how well these will show on other tones, so I will say that first off. However, they do build up nice. You know, you can build them up and they blend nice. And I understand like pastels are going to be very like light. Eyeshadow looks like a wash of color in a sense. I do understand that. I do get that. But I just didn't think it would be, I guess, just this light. You know what I mean? That's why, like, with what I like as far as makeup, you know what I mean? So I think that's what is got me here. Because I feel like if it had darker shades in it, I wouldn't, darken up stuff. I would be okay with that. But that's why I feel like it would be a great companion palette. And it's one of our smaller palettes, which is a good thing. It's $65. So I don't mind a $65 one to be a companion palette. Is it still pricey? Yes. But for what I like and my needs, I'm okay with that. Now, if you may not be, and that's fine. I completely understand. I just want to make sure I get both shades or both sides built up the same. So you can see this color. It's a light wash color, you know? Alright, so the next shade I'm going to go into is T-U-L-E, I think. Or maybe T-U-I-L-E. It's a pink shade. And this one again, all these shades you're probably most likely just going to have to build up. And now with that being said, I kind of don't mind that as long as they build up to the shade that is in the pan. Because, I'm not a makeup artist, I'm just a makeup lover. So if it goes on dark and then I may have issues trying to blend it out, you know what I mean? So I do find that I do like that aspect of it, and I've heard other people say that they enjoy, you know, when you can build the color instead of it just being automatically, you know, pigment. But you can see again that this shade is blending nicely on top of the previous shade. You can see it. I've also practiced like patting it, like packing it on, and then going in and blending, and that does kind of help with the color payoff. And I didn't get any fallout by doing that with this eye, because I was just trying different things, you know, to try to build the shade up. I mean, I think it's a cute palette for spring. I'm not going to deny that. I do think that. But you can see that the shade is building nicely. And it's kind of building effortlessly in a sense, you know what I mean? Okay, then the next shade I'm going to go into is Bubble. And with this one, this is the one that I actually like packed on where I wanted it. In the outer corner. And then proceeded to sort of blend it out like that. Again, you have your own techniques on how to make things work, I'm sure. So whatever, you know, you have to do, you have to do. I mean, these shades do build well on top of each other, and they do build up. I would say they do build up to, they build up to the colors that are in the palette. They do. I did use usually I use my MAC paint pod when I do my eye looks, but this time I did use my ABH because it's got the white base, and I thought maybe it might help it, you know, bring it out a little bit better. So I kind of feel like it did help it a little bit with that. I'm going to go back into that pink shade I was just in, and I'm going to run it along the lower lash line. The thing with this palette is you're going to have to like these shades and be willing to spend a little time building them up. And if you're okay with that, then you're going to love this palette. But I'm not a makeup artist, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. I just like playing with makeup. And I like playing with her shadows in particular. You know, I'm not saying that I would, not tell the truth or anything like that, but I am a little biased just because of the fact that I absolutely adore her and Pat McGrath. So, but I would always be honest because it's a lot of money being spent at the same time, and I understand that. So, I wouldn't want somebody just to go spend money and not enjoy what they're purchasing. Okay, so then I'm going to take the shade Bora. It's like a purple. And I'm going to run that across the lower lash line over top of that pink, but just right up on the lash line. Like I said, I enjoyed the look I came up with. I do. And I think it's a great spring look. And I think all in all, this is a great spring palette. But I also believe the palette has a lot more potential than that too. Like, I feel like if I paired this, like with, like a lot of people were saying with the Trio Chrome, and I would have to agree with them on that. And I do intend to try that. A, because I think it would work, and B, it gives me a reason to bring out that palette to use it, Okay, then the next shade I'm going to go into is Duet, and I'm going to pack this on dry first, but I am going to wet my brush for these next couple colors, or these next two colors, because I really wanted you to see the full effect. So I'm going to pack it on dry first. I'm going to put this on the lid. And when I did this drying, I didn't get any fallout with any of these shades. I mean, do you see? It is so pretty. Now this is dry. And I was going to leave it like that, but I thought, man, if this was wet, I know it would be like something real special. Or at least I thought it would be, Okay, that's on there dry, and then I'm going to go into Illusion dry, put it on my inner corner, now I put both those shades on dry first. I don't know how many more times I'm going to say that to you all, but okay, now I'm going to spray them. Okay, I'm going to use my Morphe spray, and I'm going to spray my brush, and we're going to go back into the shade Duet. And I feel like now it just really shows the, real potential of the shade. And it's cool because, like, I'm looking at it and it kind of looks blue, but then it kind of looks pink, and then it kind of goes to like a purple. Like, all, I don't know, it's just really cool looking. I'm really liking that shade, to be honest with you. A lot. A lot. And then I'm going to wet the brush, and we're going to go into Illusion. And I'm going to put that on my inner corner so you can see it wet. See if it... This one really didn't do too much. I mean, it was good. It showed what it was going to do pretty much from the beginning. Dry. But wetting it did make it easier for me to do my little thing I like to do. By taking it up. Alright. Like that. Just want to make sure. Both sides are even. And believe it or not, y'all, I actually got to do this eye and then hurried up and did this eye. I didn't have to wear this for 3 hours, you know? Pretty cool, huh? Kind of enjoyed that one. Alright, then we're going to curl the lashes. I'm going to use my Gucci mascara for the top lashes. I think I got both eyes about the same. I hope. Okay. Oh no. I should have known something was going to happen, right? Without fail. I did line my waterline with the white eyeliner from ColourPop. I don't know what's going on right here, why my lashes are doing that. That's different. Then for the bottom lashes, I'll fix that in a minute. We'll use the Lancome. Okay. And like I said, I am not a makeup artist, so I've seen a lot of pretty looks coming out of this palette. I just am a, makeup lover. So do with what I showed you with your own, knowledge of your skill set and stuff, Obviously, if I can create a look with this, I feel like anybody can. Being that I'm a beginner. I didn't let that wait to dry. Not good. There we go. So, but I think all in all it turned out really well. As you know, I'm not a makeup artist. Other than I don't know what my eyelashes are quite doing. But then I never know what they're doing, to be honest. It's like they got a mind of their own sometimes. And I sit there and question them. Alright, that's somewhat better. Kind of somewhat matches the other, I suppose. Alright. Okay. So that's really all I got for you today. I hope that you got to see how the palette worked on my skin tone and how it performed, and I hope that it helps you make a good judgment call on whether this palette is for you or isn't for you. I kind of feel like that if you're purchasing it, you're already a fan of hers anyway, so you probably have a ton of her palettes, you know what I mean? But if for some reason you've never, used any of her palettes or not, you got to see how this one performed, and maybe the color story is right up your alley. But that's all I got for you, and if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, hit all, that way you're notified when I do upload. And I think tomorrow I get my NARS palette, the summer or something, the summer release. I don't know what it's called though, but I get it tomorrow, I think, hopefully, depending on weather and everything else. You know how that goes. So until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.